We're off to a great start. My name is Kevin Kolbe, and I am so excited you are here. I was just saying, for those of you that read lips, you could probably tell that I created a new open that I married to the countdown. And evidently I uploaded the wrong one. That one is actually a version of one I created for my Amazon Live show, and I thought I don't want to do the same open. So evidently I put the wrong one in. So anyway, I am so excited you are here. What's up, beautiful people? How are you? It's a Friday. I'm Kevin Kolbe. We are live, and we do this live thing every Friday. Excuse me. Every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and I'm going to talk a little bit today about these lives and kind of how I would like to see them go a little bit more, and just see what you think. Also, if you're watching this live or on the replay, either way, I really appreciate you being here. Drop a comment down. Just say, hey, let me know where you're watching from. And at any point, if you have a question about anything, I mean, this show is all about, this channel is all about video and doing more with video and getting into video and helping you get comfortable with it and do it. So if you've got any questions, I would love to know, and hopefully we'll just use this as a little help cast. Not to borrow that from Diana Gladney, but I do like that name. One of the reasons I did a different open, horrible, I'm coughing in your ear. Actually, before I do that, I want to do a shout out to my live stream sponsor, StreamYard. StreamYard, a very simple and easy way to live stream. I've been using StreamYard for a long time. I use it for a lot of video podcasts. So I would encourage you to check out StreamYard. There is a link in the description. There's a free plan. There's a paid plan. You can do some amazing things with it. And if you've never, ever live streamed before, it is really easy to use and get into. So StreamYard. And remember, if you got a question, drop it down in the comment. Just say, hey, and what's happening. Look at that, my buddy Mike Hayden from Wichita, Kansas. I think that's what KS stood for. Mike and I met years ago at a Fox conference, I think. Super nice guy, crazy creative. So glad you're there. But what I was sharing is that, I have a countdown. It's a little under a 2-minute to get into it. And a buddy of mine was letting me know the other day that he got the notification like at 11:02. So just think about that. And he said by the time he got on, the countdown was out. So that is one of the reasons to use a countdown. I don't know that I'm a fan of countdowns and I go back and forth on use them or not. But I do think having a shorter one, I'm not one of these. I hate 8, 9, 10-minute countdowns. I know there's a bigger YouTuber that believes in long countdowns, and I don't. I think you're just kind of playing the system. That's my take. But anyway, so what I decided to do, rather than start and then stop with an open, I would just marry the open to it. And wouldn't you know it, I uploaded the wrong one. So I've created a whole nother open, which I don't think I can play because it'd be married to the countdown and that'd just be awkward. I did send it to a buddy of mine. He goes, "Ooh, that's nice." So, but anyway, if we are brand new, if we're just meeting the first time, again, my name is Kevin Kolbe. If you're watching this on the live or the replay, well, either way, my name is still Kevin Kolbe, and this whole channel is about just helping you get into and do more with video. So I do have a question. Hey, Queen Bee saying, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. And Video File is saying, how about talking about your business model? You give away so much free information. What do you do for business income? That is a great topic. That is a great topic. And I'll be more than happy to share what I do and different things. Because in fact, I think how creators can make money is huge. So thank you for that idea. I'm going to make a note of that. We might even talk a little bit about that today, because that's what I want this to be about. So I made a few notes. Not that you can see them, it's all washed out. I do have a question, and let me know if you will in the right now in the comments or the live chat or comments later. So right now, so the camera I'm using is an M50 Mark II. I love the M50. The Mark II comes with a clean HDMI out, which just means like I can see the viewfinder and it's got the autofocus box around me and all the other information. You don't see any of that right now. You just see me, which I hope is a good thing. But I've been running it through I've been running it through one of these. It's a cam link. Come on, focus. Come on, baby. There we go. That's not gonna do it. I've been running it through one of these. It's a cam link. Wonder why it's not gonna focus. Oh well. This is what you're going to need if you ever want to do so you have a camera with a clean HDMI out, right? Which gives you a better signal. You're going to need something like this to plug into your computer, and this just kind of converts the signal into nice, clean video. So this would allow you to use almost any camera as a webcam, which is a little different. So here, I didn't plan this, but I'm going to show you the difference right now between my cameras. So this is my webcam, and it's probably not even tweaked. See, it's a little blown out. See the difference? It's a little hot. Not describing me, just the camera. But if you see the difference, though, between that and my main camera, it's just better. I mean, now webcams can look a lot better when you do different things and tweak them, and there's some apps. I just have mine set up if I'm just doing quick Zoom calls or something. But anyway, this is how I've been having it attached. So I ended up getting an ATEM Mini. Are you familiar with those? An ATEM Mini. Let me show you. If you are not Pro, actually, you know what? Let me show you. So this is what it looks like. Let me go here. So this is the ATEM Mini. What it is it's like a camera switcher, right? And you can plug in different ports. In fact, let me see if it'll show them right there. You can see different things. So you can plug in like the HDMI port. So right now, like in number one, I have my camera. So you could have like 3 to 4 cameras plugged in, which is the idea. It'll do HDMI out. And then what happens is it kind of sees it as a webcam. So the reason I'm sharing all that, let me get back to me, is that I think it's a little jittery, and I'm not sure. And first time I've used it. So let me know if you think there's a lag or what you think it looks like. Video file saying that she has the Mini Pro and love it. Yeah, 4 inputs. Yeah, and the reason I got the Mini is I didn't think I needed the Mini Pro. I can record. Another reason I love StreamYard is that you can use StreamYard just to record. And if you haven't used StreamYard, one of the nice things is when this live stream is over, not only is it going to live on YouTube because that's where I'm live streaming to, but there's automatically a file in the cloud. So StreamYard is a browser-based platform. And there's other ones that aren't. They are. So what it does is it doesn't tax your computer. And it immediately keeps a file of your broadcast in the cloud. And you have, I think it's 10 or 14 days to download it. And so I've used it for video podcasts and different things. My point is that, and then I also record a lot of stuff on my cameras back there. In fact, that's my M50 on the tripod back there. And I've got my M6 over here. So I didn't know that I needed the Pro. It'd be nice to know why you picked up the Pro. Queen Bee is saying definitely a shorter one. We're talking about the countdowns, right? I get bored waiting for the clock to count down. Yeah. It's crazy. So maybe next week I'll as we used to say in TV, I'll fire the real one. But by the way, I don't know if you saw the video I dropped this week. It's about how I take thumbnails, and I hope you check it out. It's one of those that, in fact, here, let me, I hope we're not going to get some like crazy feedback. It's this one right, where is it? Right here. Right here. See that? And I basically walk through the process of how I can take my own thumbnails using one of my cameras and the Canon Connect app. I just gave it away. But if you want to watch it, comment on it. I'd love for you to see that. And I thought it turned out pretty good. But today, though, I want to talk about some different things. But if you'll check that out, I do want to spend some time kind of talking about how I would love this live stream to go, and hopefully you get value out of it at some point. So that would be good to know. But in the last week or two, YouTube has announced a couple of big things. Now, what YouTube will do a lot of times is they'll put things into beta, like shorts. Have you experimented with shorts? Let me know in the comments if you have done shorts, and do you like them or not? I think I've done 4, and I'll be honest, didn't really plan them out. Just tried to kind of experiment with them. If you're not familiar with the shorts, with the YouTube shorts, it's basically their attempt to, do what Snapchat and what's the other one? TikTok is doing, and it's short content. You can right now upload video under 60 seconds and it will count as a short. Again, sorry for my gravelly voice. But what's coming is the ability to actually shoot shorts on your phone. In fact, I'm wondering as we're talking if there was an upgrade. No. So what'll happen is eventually when you open the YouTube mobile app and you hit the little plus at the bottom where now it's like create, go live, or I forgot what the other button is, it'll have shorts there. From what I understand, you can create a short right there, 15 seconds. So if you think about stories on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have 15 seconds. You can do multiple ones. Video files saying, nope, don't like the shorts, not a fan of vertical video. Well, that's another good point too, is they are vertical videos. Now I heard through the grapevine that Mr. Beast tried out some horizontal ones. I'm probably thinking they didn't upload. But I know of some folks that have had a lot of success with them, and and again, I've done 4. I think each one of those I gained like a subscriber. But I don't know. I'm for me, the jury's still out. I do look at stories on Instagram. Probably the funny thing is I look at stories more on Instagram than I do Facebook, but I use Facebook probably more than Instagram. Go figure. I'm just kind of that way. Oh, video file saying this is about the ATEM Mini. The Pro is not really needed. The main difference is it can broadcast directly. No Mac or PC needed. Should have used the ATEM Mini as I use it. You can't. Yeah, I do remember seeing that you can stream directly. Here's what's crazy, or maybe not. And I did a video on this not too long ago. I actually picked up the GoPro Hero 9 Black. I've had a lot of GoPros, and I've used them for different things. But I picked it up and I like this one. And one of the reasons I like it, it has a front facing monitor. So for the first time ever, if you're holding and you were like vlogging or shooting, video onto it and you're looking at the lens, you can actually see yourself. And that's huge when you're shooting. Like, all of my cameras except for one have a flip out screen, and I like that. Flip up's good too. The flip up screen on the M6 Mark II is good, except all the buttons are at the base, and it's just hard to hit them. But anyway, I digress. But the GoPro, I actually did a live stream straight from the GoPro into YouTube. I actually tried it on Facebook and YouTube, and I thought it was pretty good. But YouTube is constantly trying and adding things. So shorts, when Shorts was rolled out, I think it was rolled out in India. And then, of course, what we do here is like, hey, we can figure this out. And you can actually upload and kind of, I don't want to say hack the system, but you can add Shorts into the system. But it's coming where it's going to be native here. But I want to show you this because I think this is kind of interesting. There's a blog, it's the YouTube official blog. So therefore, let me put this down. I'm gonna mess up if I keep playing with it. And this is this was an article with his name is Neil Mohan. He's the Chief Product Officer of YouTube. And he talks about a lot of the things that they're doing, how they're trying to really think more about the creator and the user experience. And it's a good article. I tell you what, I'll try and remember to link it back into the description when the live stream's over. But there's a lot in here that they're talking about. Well, let me go back to another one I wanted to bring up. So there's also this, and I don't even know where I got this. Somebody linked to it. It's supposedly from Jordan, Team YouTube, a Google employee. You know what? I feel like Jordan's interpersonal email got out there and his memo, and I got a hold of it. I didn't, but anyway, it kind of felt that way, right? But one of the things that they talk about are a lot of the things they're working on. So, like here, they're talking about testing new ways to view shorts. We were just talking about that. But a couple of things in here I thought were interesting. This one right here is, so right now what they're talking about is, and this is, again, they're testing this, but if you upload a YouTube video to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or something like that, or it's only going to do so good. I mean, let's just be honest, because none of those platforms want you to go off platform to watch. So when you share and I do this too, when you share your videos to Facebook and you wonder why nobody's really watching, it's like, well, Facebook doesn't really want you clicking and watching and jumping off to YouTube, because you can do that. But I think this is interesting. And what it's saying is that Twitter's going to test a new way for you to watch YouTube videos on Twitter. In the experiment, you can watch it directly on your feed. And why I think that's kind of cool is that, let me do this. Why I think that's kind of cool is that it allows you to share to Twitter a YouTube video and somebody can watch it right there. And as long as there's not autoplay turned on, the view will count. Now, I'll be honest, every time I upload a video, I have a routine I go through. When I upload a video, when I publish a video rather, and it's public, I watch it all the way through. I always leave a comment and pin it. And typically I will pin to another video to keep people on YouTube. That's the whole goal of YouTube, keep people on YouTube. But then I'll also share it to Twitter. Now, there's a lot of sharing options there. Excuse me. I mean, you can share to Facebook. Is LinkedIn there? I think LinkedIn is there. Pinterest. I have a Pinterest account. I don't think I've hardly ever used it. And then there's some other, I think you can share it to Blogger. Makes sense. There's some other places too. And I've heard people say you ought to just share everywhere, share everywhere, share everywhere. But I always share it to Twitter. But now, with this thing they're talking about, this could be actually interesting to see what happens, because, and again, it just says, it's new to, we're talking about this one right. Where's my tool? We're talking about this one right here, that it's only new, or it's only in beta right now. They're experimenting with a small group of people. It's only on iOS. It's not on Android, which I think is interesting since Google owns Android. And with all of these, it could go away, but I just thought that was interesting. But this is the one that, as I draw over it, that he is talking about in this article. So if you scroll on down, where is it? Right here. So it's kind of under the header of where is it? Expanding opportunities for creators. Now, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but check this out right here. It's shopping for the next gen. And there's a screenshot here. And basically it says, we want to build a full site of monetization opportunities through commerce, e-commerce. As consumers meet shopping habits, we're beta testing a new integrated shopping experience that allows viewers to tap into the credibility and knowledge of trusted creators. And they talk about some different things. Well, from what I've read and understand, and they get into this a little bit more on this one. Oh, goodness, Kevin, that was horrible. Let's just do this right here from this one. And it says, and this is from YouTube, that we are experimenting with a new feature that displays a list of products detected in some videos, as well as related products. The feature will appear in between the recommended videos. So recommended videos are the ones on the side to viewers scrolling between the video player. I probably on mobile too now that I think about it. The goal is to help people explore more videos and information about those products on YouTube. This feature will be visible to people only in the US at this point. So this is an example of what it might look like. Now, again, is this real? Is this just a mock? But if you notice right here, it says view products, right? And I'm assuming this is a Google phone. And then a note, if you notice that, and then that. Now, are both of those in there? I don't know. And how does this affect affiliate links and stuff like that? I don't know. I don't know. I think the opportunity could be huge. I mean, the thing is, YouTube is going to do what YouTube wants because YouTube is about making money and keeping people on the platform. Now, one of the things that, Video File was asking about my business model. Well, I use affiliate links. Like, remember, StreamYard is sponsoring my live stream, and there's a link in the description if you want to check it out, and that's an affiliate link. So if you use it and you decide to use StreamYard, I'll make a small percentage of whatever you pay at no extra cost for you. That's how affiliate links work. I use a lot of affiliate links. Well, what does this mean as a creator? Does this mean that if I've got affiliate links there, that YouTube may kind of bury those because, the cam link. So if I'm talking about the cam link, will they put a link in there to that? Don't know. I'm just sharing this because it's one of those interesting things they're doing. Now, there's also some speculation that they may do a partnership program. I use the example in one of the groups that I could see them working with Marquesas Brownlee. Because if you think about it, his channel is huge. Are you familiar with him? Let me, where is he? Right here. Huge channel. Love his stuff. But, if you look at that, he's doing like tech reviews and a lot of different things, reviews. So if I'm YouTube, why not partner with him? And then, because he's bringing people to the platform. If you don't think so, look, he's got just under 14 million subscribers. That's insane, isn't it? But the reason I wanted to share all this is because, one, this kind of segues into the future of these live streams is that, I want to take as much time as we need on the live streams, and hopefully you see value. In fact, hopefully you see enough value that you'll consider subscribing. And I would love to know more of like the kind of videos you're looking for that you might want to make, or you might want me to make to help you. But I also want to share information and news and tips and trends coming out all around, creating content and online video and things like that. So that's kind of my segue into where I see these streams going is that, we might do a tutorial one week. We might do some different things, something that might take longer. But this is one of the reasons I love live streaming is because I'm not focused on the editing. I'm not focused on getting it just punchy and right. I love the engagement with you, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later on the replay. So where I think I want to take the live streams is there's more of just kind of an open conversation. I mean, already we've been talking about the ATEM. We've been talking about shorts a little. And in fact, a huge question that came up, and video file, I haven't forgotten it, is about my business model. And, I'll share this, is that, one of the struggles I had going into this was, how much do you want to give away for free? Right? Because there's that fear that I think if any creator who creates as a business, and I'm a business, if any creator is honest, they'll say, there's always that, man, but if I just give it all away for free, there's nobody going to pay me or hire me. And I've struggled with that. And, there's some, I remember Amy Landino. So one of Amy, when she was Amy Schmidtauer, wrote a book a few years ago called Vlog Like a Boss. Oh, phenomenal. True story. So I'd never done an audiobook before, ever. And I was going somewhere, I forgot where it was, a long plane trip a few years ago. And I had 2 credits on Audible. So I downloaded Gary Vee's Crush It and listened to it on the flight out. And I really fell in love with the audio part of it, because Gary Vee said several times in there, it's like, well, I'm, as he was recording, goes, I'm going to go off script here. And so it kind of felt like I was having, it was one-sided, obviously, but it was kind of like I was having a conversation with Gary Vee. It was that natural. So on the way back, I just decided to get Amy's book, Vlog Like a Boss. And it is so good. If you never, ever, ever intend to vlog, it's still a good book. In fact, I've recommended it to people that didn't even know if they want to do video or not. But anyway, and she made the comment in there, and this has always stuck with me. This has to go with giving information away, helping people. She said, so you go to a restaurant and you order, let's say, some chicken Parmesan, and you get it, and it's like, oh, this is like the best I've ever had in my life. And you ask the chef, how did you make that? And he goes, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that at all. You go to another restaurant and you order chicken Parmesan, and you're like, oh, snap, this is so good. And you ask the chef, how did you make it? And he goes, hey, do you have a minute? Let me take you back into the kitchen. And he shows you the kitchen. And he talks to you about it. And he gives you the basic ingredients. Maybe he doesn't give you the secret sauce. Her point is, which restaurant would you go back to, and which one will you talk about? And that's always stuck with me. Now, as a content creator who creates content, who has clients, who sells things, you always have to ask yourself, how much am I going to give away, and things like that. But Pat Flynn has preached on this. The more you give away, the more I think people can trust you and want to maybe hire you, either as a coach or other things like that. And we can only consume so much information, right? And I have some clients right now that are wanting to do more with video, and they don't really come from a video background, but they know video is very important and they want to use it as part of their business. And they would rather hire me. This is part of the business model. They'd rather hire me to work with them one-on-one to get them up to speed, to kind of go from, how do I plug a mic in, to, wow, that looks really good. In fact, one of my clients was sending me a couple of clips today that he's using with an editor, and just, hey, can you look at these and let me know? And we've even gotten into repurposing. So I'm very sensitive to the fact of giving it away, but then how do you make money? And, in brief, yeah, I love Amy's audiobook. Yeah. Still listen to it off and on. What was really cool too is that at the end of it, she made a comment about her dad, I think. It was dedication to that. And I probably read it enough. My daughter was younger at that point, and it kind of got to me, on the plane trip away from family. And I messaged her, and I just said that really just touched me. And it's a great book, so I'm glad to hear somebody else is into that too. But my business model is basically I want to create content. You know what's funny? This is one of the things I was going to talk about is what I do. So first of all, let me just say, video file, right? I love the question, and I appreciate you asking it, because it's allowing me to take this live stream, hopefully in a way that's going to help more people. Daryl Stevens checking in from Dallas, Texas, big old state of Texas. How's it going, man? But in short, my business career started when I got out of television, or when the television got out of me. The short version is, I started years ago in radio, thought that's what I wanted to do. And decided to, I'm going to close something out over here. Sorry. There we go. I got into radio, thought I always wanted to do radio, and then had a chance to get into television. And all I knew about television was that I could spell TV, T and V. And I just loved it. I loved the whole audio visual part of it. And so I started at a small station in Nashville, Tennessee, where I'm from, my hometown, and worked at several TV stations there, and then had a chance to move to North Carolina and work for a CBS affiliate, and then eventually became the creative director at a Fox affiliate. And man, we had a killer team. So creative. But eventually my position got eliminated. I was actually with the company for about 24 years. And it allowed me then they took care of me for a while. And I thought, what do I do? And, thankfully, God kept opening doors. I kept trying to go through some of the ones I wanted to, till I finally stopped being so stubborn and listened. And I just decided to start my own business. People have referred to me as an entrepreneur. I don't know about that. I love to start things. I love to try things. I heard Cody Wayner talking on an interview about how he has just a whole list of things he started but not finished. I feel that way sometimes. So eventually I started my own video marketing business. So part of my business model is I do produce content for clients. In fact, next week I'm shooting a GoFundMe video for a family whose little boy kind of has some of the similarities to our little boy, as we refer to his little dude. Our youngest son has special needs. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm also doing a project for a media group here, and I produce online courses for clients too. But at the same time, I coach. I have affiliate marketing. I'm StreamYard is sponsoring this live stream. So there are different ways. I've got one digital product out there. So my business model is, and I'm a solo creator and a solo business owner. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea, but I finally got comfortable with, in fact, so what I wanted to do is share. So this is from my Fox days, Terra Nova. Did you ever see that show? Terra Nova. One of the cool things about working at a Fox station is, dang, we we got some of the coolest swag. And the funny thing is, we would get great swag for shows that just never, ever made it. I had a water bottle for a show that they named 3 times before it finally came out, which is usually never a good sign. If you keep changing the name of the show before it premieres, it's probably not a good sign. Rob Hitch checking in from the UK. Good to see you. But one of the things that they gave us was this little notebook, and I found this the other day. And so I started writing things in here. Like, in fact, I'll show it to you. If you want to screenshot it, that's fine. There we go. There's my 2021 moving forward. Here's my game plan. And one of the first bullet points I wrote in there was give more than I get, followed by share what I know, followed by share what I'm learning, followed by be real, followed by keep it simple. And then just the other day, I didn't amend that, but I put basically that simple wins, easy is better, and you are enough. Because I think as creators, we get into these ruts, we get into these funks, where it's like, man, I love to create, I don't know, it's the imposter syndrome, it's the time. The reality of it is we all have the same amount of time. I get a kick when people say, well, if we just had another hour in the day, well, if we just had another hour in the day, you know what? We'd fill it up with something else. My Cluttered Garage checking in from Southern New Jersey. I've been doing some live Q&As with guests. Lots of fun. It is, isn't it? Isn't it? I had Scott Simpson on here about a couple of weeks ago. And if you don't know Scott Simpson, he's the CEO of Video Marketing World. Conference is coming up in October. I would strongly recommend you check it out if you can get there. Rob, it might be a little far to come from the UK, but one of the best conferences I went to. But as creators, we get in ruts. And again, one of the things I want to do more and more on this channel, and especially with our live stream, and I think it's easier with the live stream, and I do say our live stream because I think it is our live stream. I think of you as our community. Yeah, it's my channel, but it's a community. It's one of the reasons I love YouTube. But is share things I'm looking into. So like I use Pocket. Are you familiar with Pocket? Pocket is a phenomenal free program that you can immediately just grab snippets. So if like I'm on a website and it's also got a mobile integration. So if I'm on my phone and I'm looking at something and I think I'll read it later, I just save it to Pocket. In fact, both those articles I pulled up a few minutes ago about YouTube were saved to Pocket. Now there's a paid plan of Pocket. I've never really seen the need to pay for it. It does everything that I need for free. But I've been playing around with Notion lately because I've been looking for a way to just store ideas. And when people are asking for things, so like, video, I keep wanting to say video live. I apologize. Video file, I'm going to, when the show's done, I'm going to take your idea and I'm going to put it into your question and put it in my idea list. Cause I do think there's a bigger video there. But again, I think why I love live streaming is it may seem like it's a hodgepodge thing. I did have notes going into today, but it allows me to connect with you in a real way, unedited, unfiltered, but with hair conditioner, just throwing that out. And so I can share and we can talk and what's working, what's not working in the world of YouTube and video marketing and things like that. Saying Parkinson's law, work fills the time available no matter how much is out. Yep, that's true. That is true. That is true. That is a good point. And in fact, I heard somebody say once, and I'm probably somebody saying use a bigger garage. I'm probably going to butcher it, but it's like, we find the time to do the things we want to do. I've stopped trying to say when people say, so did you have a busy day? It's like, I'd rather be productive. Anybody can be busy. Because we've all had those times where we've probably been busy, and at the end of the day, it's like I had nothing to show for it, but I was busy. I don't know that I'm a good time manager. I'm a good idea person. In fact, I love to idea storm with people. Love it, love it, love it. And in fact, that's part of what this is it's not, I don't know if I want to call it a journal, even though there's some things in there. But it's what I need to do more of, so there's a video I did a while back. And for some reason, it seems to have gotten some traction recently on YouTube. And I will show it to you here. Let me close a couple of windows because I just want to prove kind of a point. Excuse me. I know it's very rude to burp in your ear, but excuse me. Here we go. So let me go to this. So this video is about how to make a countdown timer in Final Cut, right? And you can, I mean, there's the details in here, all the information and stuff like that, right? Full disclosure. Well, since it was published on September 10th, 2020, look at this. It just kind of did its own thing. And all of a sudden, it's just kind of taken off, which can happen on YouTube. So right now, it's got almost 7,300 views, 400 watch times, 109 subscribers just off of that. But what's my point on this video? It's this. So this video is about showing people how they can create a countdown timer in Final Cut. So, you know, a video file, this goes back to the free information. It's like, well, why not charge somebody for that? Well, you know, I probably will do a course at some point on Final Cut. I've used Final Cut for a long time, edited for a long time, and there'll probably be somebody that may want to take the course rather than go through all these videos. But I thought, you know what? It's something I've struggled with. How do you make a countdown timer? Let me show you how to make it. Then there's a link in there if you want to buy some countdown timers. So I created a bundle and put it on Podia, which is the site I currently use and probably will use for my online courses whenever I get off my butt and produce one. And the idea was, though, if you want to buy some of the timers, fine. I think there's $25 for 6 of them, right? You can download them, use them in any program, put them right into your feed. But let me show you how to make them. And by doing that, you know, I go back to the things I wrote down here is share what I know and share what I'm learning. I don't refer to myself as an expert. I'm a specialist. I'm a coach. I hate the word guru. In fact, I think right now there's too many gurus out there that they're kind of all telling you the same thing. And tell me if you're like this. You know, we've probably all watched the videos ad nauseum about how to grow on YouTube and how to be successful on YouTube and how to get 1,000 subscribers in 30 days and stuff like that. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's ever watched those. And I'm not saying there's not good advice there. I'm a Sean Cannell fan. He's also a friend and a mentor. His video Ranking Academy, I would highly recommend. There's just some solid information there, and he'll also tell you what's not working and how they're changing, why they even started the video marketing channel, spun that off of Think Media. They started Think Marketing Channel. They spun that off, and you know, it's great stuff. But there's a point where I want to help people create, because I think there's enough people that, you know, they're so worried about how do you make it on YouTube that they're still struggling with even just how do you create and what's the motivation. And I need a best camera when they've got a camera just like that. By the way, this is the 11. The reason I get the 12 is I want to save a few bucks. So again, I'm sharing with you my business plan in a way of how I go about why I create the content, how I need to be better about the content. So the other thing is, I'll tell you this. I decided that my core platforms this year would be YouTube. YouTube is my absolute go-to core platform for creating content. It is the biggest, it's the second biggest search engine in the world. And it's the only place where your videos can live and live. Well, the video I just showed you, you remember about the countdown timers, was produced, what does it say? September 2020. Kind of did this and then did this. Well, unless I take that video down, it's gonna be there. So people are finding it now more in the last few months. In fact, it's gotten 100 views in the last 48 hours. mean, it's not a ton of views, but that's 100 views, not bots, people watching. But my core platforms are that Facebook, but Facebook more personal. I do have a business page I've never done much with. Instagram and Twitter. I use Twitter a lot just to talk. In fact, I was having, oh my word, I was having a heck of a trouble last week with our Google Mesh Wi-Fi thing. And I got on Twitter and actually spent most of the day tweeting back and forth with Google help. That's phenomenal. That's one of the reasons I love Twitter. It's just quick conversations. Instagram is just a little snapshot of life. But the other two things I'm really focusing on a little bit more is Amazon Live and podcasting. And again, those are things that I'll be happy to share information about. I do believe in video podcasting. It's like, well, if you're going to do a podcast, why not just go ahead and do a video element to it? And for people that say, well, who in the world is going to watch people just talking to a camera? I would invite you to check out Joe Rogan, who's made a gazillion dollars, probably not quite that much, sitting down talking to people. And you can't say, well, he's Joe Rogan. He had to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. So Rob is saying, I'm a big idea person myself. Used to love brainstorming for hours with a friend over a bottle of wine. I know, isn't that just, there's something about, so when I was when I was the creative director at the Fox station, we would do these things called idea storms, because I always believed that ideas were better in a group. Now I'll have ideas all the time. I mean, I'm just constantly, I use voice memos on my phone a lot, jotting down stuff. That's what I'm trying to do more, learn Notion a little bit more, is just, throwing out ideas. But we did a lot. We did a lot of Fox. There's the advantage of working at home. We did a lot of promotions with Fox Network. In fact, we had a really good relationship with them, and they would allow us to try some things. Well, we'd have a new show coming, like remember Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles. And so I'd get my team together and we would idea storm. We would idea ways to promote the show, to get more viewers, so sales can make more money. So Rob, I am right there with you. I love doing that. And one of the things I've wondered about doing is creating a Facebook group off this channel, and maybe even a membership group. By the way, a shameless plug. If you'd like to support the work, you can support the channel with buymeacoffee.com at Kevin Kolbe. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, that's fine. But that's another way that's part of my business model is people that want to support the work. But one of the things that I was getting at is that, if I do a membership group, I may make it very, very affordable, and rather go into it like, ooh, man, I can make a ton of money on this. Maybe like, well, cover some bills, but maybe make it at a point where we can create a group where people can get in and share. And I don't know, I haven't figured that part out. But I'm also interested too, to see if people would like to do a Facebook group. I've had a couple and they didn't do well, and that was on me. Nobody in there. But that's all part of the business model too, is how do you grow? I'm also a part of another project called the 3-1 Group. It's more geared toward businesses and executives, dealing with sales and marketing and leadership. So those are things too, trying different things. And then there's been projects that have never gotten off the ground. A good friend of mine, he owns a studio, and we actually shot a bunch of stuff, did some interviews, and we pulled the plug on all of it because it just wasn't clicking when it needed to. Yeah, Queen B saying, show people how to create. I'm a member of VRA. Yeah, it's great. Daryl saying, so many people are now watching people talk to each other. I'm starting to have a lot of clients wanting to do podcasts, especially video podcasts. I would strongly recommend it. 2 or 3 of my clients right now that I'm coaching are in that space. They're wanting to do that. So here's my challenge to you is if you, and I did a whole presentation on this at PodFest, Video Fest a few weeks ago, and maybe I ought to present it here or just do a video on it. And it's like how to start a video podcast, why you should do it. And my thing is, you know, if you're going to do a podcast and you can add video, why not? I don't know what this is. I just kind of came up with it on the fly, but why not? Right? I mean, it's so easy. StreamYard, again, right now. Well, here's the thing. I've produced video podcasts. I've actually co-hosted video podcasts, and I always call them that because there was a video element. I did 3 seasons of a show called Two Guys Talking About with one of my dear friends, a guy named Bill Jordan. And we did it as a video, and then we would spin the video out as a podcast. And so what happens is, you hear about repurposing a lot. You get like twofer. So you get like the video part and then the audio part at the same time. Why not try it? So again, and we use StreamYard. We used StreamYard long before they started sponsoring this live stream. And it was just easy to connect with somebody from, so like, let's say who's in here from, let's say Daryl and I wanted to do a video podcast together. Well, Daryl's in Texas. I'm in North Carolina, so we can connect and do our video podcast, spin it out. So we could use, again, using StreamYard. And if you ever want to see a video on this, let me know. I'll do a video to show you how easy it is when it's over to download it. In fact, you can even just download the audio. I use Anchor for my podcast. Now, I've only got like 8 episodes over 2 years, so I haven't been overly dedicated to it, but that's one of the things I want to do this year. And it also gets into part of the business plan. It's why probably a little bit of why people are getting on Clubhouse. I'm not that sold on Clubhouse, but that's a whole nother discussion. But you know, you take your content, and I use Anchor because Anchor's free. Anchor's owned by Spotify. Holy crap. Who actually just surpassed iTunes. Did you know that? Spotify is the one that went to Joe Rogan and said, how much? How much you want? How much? Okay. Yeah, give me, it looks like I'm fishing. This is the money. Maybe I should have done the write the check. Anchor is totally free, does all the distribution. It's phenomenal. So, you know, it might be something to think about. Daryl's asking, do a video on StreamYard. Okay, I'll do that. I'm 2 ideas already from this that I would love to do. He's also saying Podfest was an eye-opening experience for me. Your session was great. Thank you very much. And have I Riverside? So Daryl is asking about Riverside, riverside.fm. I haven't personally demoed it. I did see it. I was actually checking it out for a client. He'd heard of it and everything like that. I did have the CEO reach out to me, and I'm not saying that like, oh, Kevin knows the CEO. No, he like tweeted at me. That was about it, because I made some comment on Twitter. so there's my conversation with the CEO. But you know, and he was like, hey, why don't you check it out? I was kind of fishing for a free account. He didn't bite. I will say this. A friend of mine was trying it out the other day, was going to try it out for a project. And he hit me up and he said, hey, would you hop on with me and let's test it? And we did. And this is not ragging on Riverside. I do want to be clear that this is being sponsored by StreamYard. And both recordings failed. He could see me and hear me, but it recorded me as green. And we tried it again. We even I thought maybe it's my camera. So I switched to the webcam and the same thing. So issue. So ironically, I said, dude, check out StreamYard. But you know, there are other options out there. And that's the thing about it is there's so many ways for us content creators. Look, when I decided, what I would be, I started saying when I grew up, but I don't know if I've grown up. When I decided what I would be, you know, that's why I call myself a video coach. And that's why I proudly put content creator up there. Now, I had the question somebody asked me the other day, am I a YouTuber? And, you know, I used to say, I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Okay. I'm a YouTuber. I've said it. Say it. If you're a YouTuber, say I'm a YouTuber in the comment, because I think we've got to embrace that right now. I know I'm not an Instagrammer or a Facebooker, but if you're a YouTuber, then drop it in there. But you know what? I mean, I saw my life. When I got into radio, I was creating content on air. When I got into television, I was creating content on TV and media, and then online came in and things like that. I mean, I've been blessed in my career where I've produced live music shows, where I've worked with some amazing people, where I've got to travel and do that, and I still love creating content. Yes, Queen Bee saying yes. Yes, I'm a YouTuber. Daryl, message me later. But creating content can be tough. It can be hard because we can get into the head games and stuff like that. But at the same time, it is so fulfilling. Like just doing this live stream today, talking to you guys with this conversation. Clutter Garage saying, I'm a YouTuber, but I call myself a YouTube content creator. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. And you know what? I think mine was a thing where I didn't, was I really a YouTuber? And so it's going to sound like a rant. I don't want it to be a rant. But again, this is why I'm loving the format today. And I hope you're getting value from this, because I would rather have our live streams be more just free flowing, sharing some things going on during the week, answering questions and talking. Queen Bee saying a new tuber. I like that. But I think too often there are some content creators, and I would never name names. There's some content creators, some I know, some I don't know, that they've almost got an air of like it's a members only club. And I got to tell you right now, I reject that. I resist that at all. There was a guy, what's his name? Is it Eric Kim? He's a photographer, a phenomenal photographer. And he wrote an article once about, are you a photographer or something like that? And his point is that, yes, anyone can be a photographer. It's not just for the professionals. Now, I guess I am a professional in the fact that my profession is video, creating video content and video marketing. That's my profession. But at the same time, dadgummit, it's not like a gated community where it's like, oh, you drive up to the gate and, oh, wait a minute, you've only got a iPhone 6. Well, then you can't come in and play. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Now, we all learn. We're all growing. I've been doing this a long, long time. I've been editing a long time, and I'm really good at it. But there's still people that are better than me, and I'm still learning. Heck, I just learned some trick the other day on Final Cut Pro. I'm like, dang, I didn't know that. I didn't know you could do that. But then again, I've shared things. People like, I didn't know you could do that. So I think that's what we should be about. We should be about sharing and giving and helping and growing. And whether your channel has 100,000 subscribers or 100 subscribers, if you're creating content for whatever you want to create content for, then that's fantastic. What a great opportunity. Think about this. We're live right now, live on the second biggest search engine platform in the world, with people from all over. We're having a conversation video file saying, love your free flow and thought sharing. Thank you very much. That means a ton. It really does. I mean, and I could have been streaming with my phone, which you can do in StreamYard. I could have been streaming with my GoPro. I could have been, just going natively to YouTube. The amazing things that we get to do and help each other. So I would rather be part of a community where it's like, let me help you create. Let me share what I'm learning. So you guys keep me in check on this so I can do a better job with that. Daryl's saying, continuing to learn is what keeps me going. Me too, brother. Me too. Guys, I have absolutely loved today. I think this may be, you know what? I don't even care how this does in the analytics. This has been one of my favorite live streams, and it's because of all of you guys have been here. You've taken the time just to talk and I'm looking for something. Here we go. There. And share ideas and ask me things. You've already given me at least 2 video ideas that I'm gonna put in my little hopper to work on. We're live every Friday right here at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I really hope you got value in this. I know I got a lot just from you and you being here. So listen, I'm Kevin. Thanks for being you. Remember to share your gifts. See you next time. Peace out.